Hello, yoga community. Yin yoga is a meditative practice of reconnection and surrender just by allowing your central nervous system to relax through stillness and breath. In today's class, we're going to be activating a deeper flow of qi to the two pair organs associated with the season of autumn. I think you all know by now, this is the lungs and the large intestines. We're going to sit in a position today, Padmasana, locust pose, whatever you want to call it, cross-legged, any way that's comfortable for you instead of your shavasana. And we're going to place a bolster or a pillow underneath the sit bones if you need to tilt the sit bones up a little bit, tucking the tailbone. Otherwise, we're anchored through the sit bones, any mudra you would like to use with your hands. Otherwise, palms down on the knees, fingers relaxed. Closing your eyes, closing your mouth. Feel the belly rise into your chest. Slow exhale, feel the belly fall and expand. Stay connected with your breath. And as you breathe into the chest, release the shoulders down and back. Every exhale through your belly, feel the hips relax. Soften through your knees. Relax your toes, your feet. And feel the body anchored down into the mat. Keep the length through your spine. Keeping the internal gaze between your brows. Here there are no thoughts. Just using this time here to let go of the day. To let go of any thoughts, any stories through your mind. To let go of any expectation. And to be in the present moment by being conscious of the way that you breathe. Being conscious of the way that you feel. Just a few more breaths here. Keep the spine elongated. Feel the rib cage expand. And feel the palms on the knees. Relaxed. For 3, 2, 1. You can keep your eyes opened, or I suggest that you keep your eyes closed and just do a few little shoulder rolls forward and back, forward and back. Good, nice. Okay, we're going to stay in the seated position for the first posture today. And we're going to face one side with your knees mat width apart. Come into child's pose any way that you like. Yeah. Okay. And from here, we're going to extend the arms forward. Let's keep the knees apart. Knees apart. And we're going to extend the arms forward for just a little bit of a stretch here. Good. Nice elongation through the spine. Just create a little bit of movement here before we start. Stretch the palms forward and work the hips down and back. So from your child's pose, the first posture we're moving into is thread the needle. For this variation, your legs stay exactly where they are. Keep the mat width apart. And you extend the left arm forward, and as you exhale, thread your right arm under the left armpit. So we're threading the needle under the armpit. Good. Nice. So we have options here with the head. You can either keep your third eye on the floor, or we can gently twist the neck and bring the right cheekbone on the floor. So whatever option works for you. Yeah. So the important thing here is that the right shoulder blade anchors down into the yoga mat. So it might take a few seconds, a few breaths here to find your position. And once you have it, find your stillness there. From here, we're going to place the palm facing up. Good. And your left palm placing down. So every inhale, you're breathing into the upper lobes of the lungs, and as you exhale, soften through the rib cage. Good. Every inhale, we're softening through the shoulder girdle, the scapula. Good. Feeling that nice length from the shoulders through the armpits, through the elbows, and to the wrists. Now the exhale, so energetically the hips are relaxing down and back in the direction of the heels. And as you do this, the gentle outer rotation of the hips, the femur bone. Okay, paying attention to the feet, tops of the feet on the floor. Good, feel all 10 toes into the mat, tops of the feet. When the body's relaxed, you'll feel the gentle outer rotation of the arms and the legs, the shoulders and the hips. Feeling of being relaxed, no tension, disengagement of muscle. Once we're in the posture for a little while, I really want you to pay attention that the left shoulder it has a tendency to twist up. So it's important here to allow the left shoulder to go down and back towards the yoga mat. Release and relax. You'll feel the stretch through the shoulder girdle, through the armpits, through the elbow, to the wrist. And you feel the sensation of melting all the way. Breathing in and out through your nose. Good. Keep the stillness. And at the same time, as you create that extension in the upper body, allow the muscles from the glutes to drift away from the bone. Gentle outer rotation, just by her breath being navigated into the chest. And through the belly on the exhale, that's creating length. It's creating an organic stretch without using any muscle, allowing for the fascia, the connective tissue, to be activated within the internal body. So that's the important part of this. It's the stillness, it's the breath, and it's the holding of the posture for minimum 4 minutes, usually 5 in my class. Last 30 seconds. Feel your left palm on the mat. Feel the top of the right hand relaxed on the mat. Feel the body melt. Slow, full, deep breaths. Create that length. For the last 3, 2, 1. You will push up from your left palm and unthread the right hand and stretch through a child's pose. Stretch through child's pose. Yeah, you want to do an Indian one? Perfect, yes. So good, so restorative. With all the interplay of the arm variations that we do for the meridians associated with the season of autumn, this is my favorite position by far to restore the body for a deeper integration. Right away, you feel the shoulders melt here. You feel the back of the head, the neck relaxed. So this is the position here to reset. Last few breaths. Good. And then we're going to come into a child's pose one more time. And we're going to switch arms. So this time we're going to stretch the right arm forward and thread the left palm up. Good, nice, Anna. So we do have options. We can either bring the left cheekbone on the floor or the third eye on the floor. So this is up to you as a yin yoga practitioner to do which position feels right for you. And once you've found that, that's when we start moving. So find the position here and then breathe. Navigating the breath, especially through the upper body. Again, the tendency for the right shoulder blade to go up and over. Instead, we want to gently work the right shoulder blade down to the mat so it feels like it's melting. Keep the gentle outer rotation of your shoulder. Feel that extension through your armpits, softening through the left wrist. Good. And again, it's creating that length from your coccyx to your crown, to the right fingertips here by creating more space in the body through breath. Always nice, calm breathing here. So predominantly in these postures, for autumn, we've got to feel it from the upper torso, through the chest cavity, through the shoulders, all the way through the inner arm, outer arm, to activate the meridians that direct energy into the pair organs that we're working with. So if you're feeling a lot of the postures, you're feeling it in your feet, your legs, your hips, pay more attention to what's going on in the upper body. And if you're feeling it in the upper body and the lower part of the body, well, they're bonuses. So keep the connection in the upper body and the focus from the torso up. Bringing your awareness back into your internal body here. And feeling it through the armpits, the trapezius muscles, the pectorals, the rhomboids, the arms, even through the wrists. And for your last minute here, let the sit bones feel like they're melting into the hips. Nice and slow, full deep breaths. Eyes are closed. Mouth is closed. Good. Really nice stillness. Again, your right shoulder, let it feel heavy down in the direction of your mat for the last 3, 2, 1. We'll push the right palm into the mat and unthread your other arm. Yep. And we're going to come back into the Indian child's pose with the eyes closed. Everything done with eyes closed. Good. And allow the body to melt and restore in this position. So ideally, once you know your yin yoga and you feel comfortable with all the postures, it's an invitation for you to then move from posture to posture with your eyes closed. Your teacher will give you the modifications, and if you need the props, keep them close by, but keeping the energy internal, allowing for this type of yoga to be meditative through surrender, through reconnection, through breathing, and most importantly, stillness. Okay, 2 more full deep breaths. Inhale, expand, and exhale, release and melt. Good, and we will use the palms to push up. And we're slowly going to come up. Moving into a dew pose. Again, eyes closed if you know what we're doing, and if you're not too sure, open your eyes, look at your screen. Okay, so the position for a deer is exactly as Anna and I are doing. If you are uncomfortable through the hips, this is where we do use perhaps a bolster or a pillow or a block underneath the right sit bone, or sometimes even underneath the left kneecap. We're going to just demonstrate for you how to find the seating position first. So we're going to inhale, lengthen, And exhale, turn to the right, and we're going to fold over. Yeah, good. Very nice. If you can't get your third eye on the floor, this is where you would need the bolster or a pillow or a blanket under the third eye. The elevation of the right hip is okay. If it's too high and you feel like you're engaging muscle, that's when the props come in. Otherwise, if you have perhaps a few millimeters or centimeters between your third eye and your yoga mat, that's not the time to integrate any props. That's the time for you to hold the postures a little bit longer and allow for the breathing and the heaviness, the relaxation for you to connect your third eye to your mat. Good. The belly is relaxed. You twist through your torso and then you extend, release and expand through breath. Arms bent, elbows bent, really nice, Anna. There's never any tension in the arms here. Not feeling like you're pushing or using any force, rather it's the exact opposite in a yin yoga practice. Scanning the body here, making sure that you are not holding on to any tension, especially in your toes. So the first point of call for the meridians are at the soles of the feet and they begin in your toes. Number one, soften through the toes. Feel the gentle outer rotation of your heels. Feel the heaviness of the knees. And as you inhale, you feel that extension through the intercostals on the left side. Chin to your chest. Bowing with the top of the head to the floor. And anchoring down through your elbows, your wrists, your fingertips. Feeling the expansion of the lungs on the inhale. No shallow breathing. For your last minute, try not to move. Practice the art of being stillness. Keep the internal gaze between your brows and stay here. Melt your right shoulder down and forward to the mat for the last 3, 2, 1. Slowly push up through your hands, palms. Come onto your elbows if you need to push up. Okay, we're going to extend the legs forward for caterpillar to restore your spine, your body. If you would like to use a bolster, place a bolster between your legs. So remembering this is not a posture, this is just a reset, a little integration. So inhale, lift, create that length, and exhale, fold. Relax your toes, your fingers. If you're feeling too much stretching in the hamstrings, please bring the bolster underneath the kneecaps instead of in front of your pelvic bone forward. Soften through the shoulder blades. Feel the weight of your head heavy. And again, always make sure your toes are not curling up. Soften the toes. 2 more full breaths. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Slowly pushing up through your hands, palms. Good. And a bit of a wobble with the feet. And we're going to move into deep pose, other side. So making sure the pelvis is nice and opened. Yep. First, we're going to start by lengthening on the inhale, and on the exhale, twist and release. Soften the toes first, and as soon as you feel the sensation of relaxing the toes, it's such a good tool to really be in tune with your internal body. As soon as you soften to the toes, you feel the whole legs, all the legs just relax. You feel that heaviness, the sensation of truly being relaxed. So you might think you're relaxed, but you're not until you scan the body and you feel what's going on inside the body. Always arms relaxed here, no stretching, just breathing. Allowing your shoulders to roll down and forward. Good, really nice. Let's extend the arms a little bit more, keeping the elbows bent, and in stretching the arms more forward, keeping the elbows bent, you'll create more length. Good, just stay there, nice. Are you breathing? Expanding the rib cage every inhale, creating that length, that space. Every exhale, softening the sit bones to the heels. And as you do this, you feel a gentle outer rotation of the heels, eliminating the distance between your heels and your hips. That is the sensation that we're looking for in Yin Yoga, the melting sensation through stillness and breath. Once you learn this and you understand the way Yin Yoga works, it's never boring. There's so much to learn, and there's so much to feel, and there's so much awareness that takes place. You start to enjoy the practice. Eyes are closed, mouth is closed. Your final minute, I say it all the time, it is an invitation to breathe deeper and be still. Let the belly relax, let the belly feel heavy. Last 10 seconds. For the last 3, 2, 1. We're pushing up through the palms. This time we're going to lay on the back for shavasana. Yes, keeping the eyes closed as you transition. Really nice. Keeping the legs relaxed. Relax through your shoulders, relax your arms. Let them feel heavy. Take a big inhale into your chest and a slow exhale in your belly. Yes, no tension, no resistance. Good. Okay, please bring the knees into your chest. Come into a fetal position. Any way which you feel you like, whatever works for you. Fetal position, any way that you like. Come to one side. Yep, push up. Okay, we're moving into Anahata. Just a few more postures here. Actually, stretch your palms forward to me. And this time, Anna's going to demonstrate for you an arm variation. So we're going to give the knees directly underneath the hips. Nice. So once she's got that perfect alignment with the knee-hip connection, she's going to stretch the palms forward like she's doing so, and then bend the elbows and bring the hands back. No, stay where they are. Going to bring your arms back like a prayer position, if that works for you. This is one variation. Otherwise, extend your arms forward. You can always place the bolster in the variation that I will demonstrate for you. Forward. As long as the chin goes down to the chest and the arms are activated, fingers are relaxed, and feet are relaxed. Okay, so while we're in the posture, if you feel that your heels are lifting, the bolster or a blanket sits above the calves. Now that's a modification only if you need it. If your feet are lifted up in the air, then you could place a pillow or a bolster underneath the tops of both feet. So there are options for you, so you're not engaging in any muscle. This variation that Anna's doing, she's got good strong shoulders, so this is available for her. Wherever you're at in melting heart, the heart softens. Good. In Sanskrit, the word for melting heart, the word for heart is anahata. Anahata in English translates as unstuck. To open the heart, melting heart. So this one works for the heart, yes, but more importantly, it actually works and activates the meridians for the lungs and the large intestines. The respiratory system is located also in the same area as your heart chakra. And the elimination system works through the chakra of the sacral and some of the root chakra as well. So we're just holding the posture and feeling anchored through the elbows, allowing your heart to melt every inhale. Every exhale, the scooping of the sit bones and the tucking of the tailbone. Good. And remember, the feet are relaxed. Tops of the toes on the floor. If you feel like you need to lift your feet up, that's when we apply the props, because we remember that when we're using muscle, it's no longer a yin practice. The last minute, it's an invitation to feel your heart melt. Good. Try to hold on to the position that you've chosen for the hands. And if you're feeling that tension or resistance, you're breathing into the hands. Good, nice breathing. This is where you work with breath. Last 10 seconds. For the last 3, 2, 1. If you've worked in arm variation, extend your arms. Good. Push up, and we're going to do a few rounds of cat-cow. How does that feel? Good? Okay, a few rounds of cat-cow, the wrist under the shoulders, knees hip-width apart. Inhale with your internal guides, you face up, and exhale, it's a squeeze, lock and tuck. Inhale, and exhale. Good, let's do one more. And then we meet in a tabletop. Flip up onto the toes. Good. Good. And we're moving into an unorthodox posture actually for the pair organs for autumn. It's called Snail. Anna's really flexible, so she's going to turn around, lay down on her back. Yep. And she's going to lift her legs up. So we're moving into an inversion, coming into a posture which halasana, which in English translates as plow. But when we're working with yin, all the postures are renamed in animal names. Okay. So Anna is super flexible, like I mentioned, and if this is not available to you, we are placing a bolster right at her thoracic spine, right where the bar strap would be. That's there to support her, just in case the middle back wants to go down and forward. Really important that the arms go back. Yep, keep your hands there, nice. So they're away from the heart. The other option is, a lot of people, again, need to place a pillow or a bolster underneath the tops of the feet or on tops of the calf muscles. Okay. My more advanced students, ears, knee connection, knees very close to the floor. Good. Keep the eyes closed. Yes, there you go. Stay here. Good. All the muscles are relaxed. It's always a gentle outer rotation of the calves. Feel anchored down by the tops of the feet. Relaxing all 10 toes. You'll feel the chin on the chest, and you'll feel gravity gently pulling the hips away from your yoga mat, down and forward. Feel the shoulder blades anchoring down into the mat. Shoulders down and back. You'll be feeling a bit of compression through your throat chakra. That's good for you. Know that this is normal when we're in this kind of inversion, and we do keep the breathing relaxed. The breathing doesn't change. Also the tension in the face, releasing the brows, relaxing the brows, relaxing the temples, and again the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Soften through the jaw. If it's feeling a little bit too intense, you can slowly begin to back off by pushing the elbows, the shoulders into the mat, and allowing the hips to gently drift back in the direction of your mat. Otherwise, we are here. We have 1 more minute in Snail, Halasana, plow pose, whatever you want to call it. In Yin Yoga, it's restorative. Excellent, stay there. Last 30 seconds. You are breathing deeper and you're extending the exhale. Feel all 10 tops of the fingers on the mat. To come out, you will slowly roll 1 vertebra at a time in 3, 2, 1. Nice and slowly. And we're going to bring the legs into a 90-degree angle. Really good. We're going to stretch the legs up. Good. And we're going to keep the legs upright. So 90-degree angle. Bend the knees if the hamstrings are tight. And just stay there. Let the blood go back all the way down to the hips. Good. And then slowly in your own time, we're going to release the legs and come into shavasana. This is where the shavasana feels so good. So good. Nice and restorative. Good. So practicing in an authentic way here by being still and staying inside the body and witnessing any movement, internal movement, witnessing any sensations, any tingling. Maybe even witnessing a free flow of energy up and down the spinal cord, from the shoulders to the fingertips. Nice, calm, full, deep breaths. Very nice. When you're ready, we'll bring the knees into the chest. You can rock side to side if you need to. We come into a fetal position, moving to one side, and we prepare for subscapular release. So Anna's going to lay with her side body here. I'm going to help position the bolster. If you know how to do it, let's get right into subscapular release. So arm up over, great. Okay. So it's important to have a bit more space underneath the armpit. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bending your right knee and reaching your arms up over the top of the head, and then relaxing the arms in any arm variation you like. Really nice. So this is your posture right here. Okay, we don't move from this point. With the eyes closed and the mouth closed, I want you to really feel your left hip and your left shoulder feel anchored into the mat. Okay. There should be a gap between your bolster and your armpit. Really good. Nice. Okay. And as you anchor down through your left hip, anchor down through your left knee and create more space between your hips. You'll feel a gentle outer rotation of the right hip flexor, the right shoulder. Keep breathing into the upper lobes of the lungs. And this is where you feel a nice extension through your shoulders. Good. Breathing into here. Upper lobes of the lungs, and slow exhale. Good. Scan the body for any tension. No tension in your feet. Pay attention to your toes. Relax all your toes. The gentle outer rotation of your left calf. And the arms, gently bending. So just like you would do with all the postures, once you have this posture where we're creating length through breath, you'll feel that organic stretch from the hip flexor, through the side body, and all the way through the armpits. Good. So just allow that nice, gentle peeling through your upper body. And if you feel that the head is heavy and the right hip wants to come down and forward, well, that's a good thing too. So just as long as you're creating that space and as long as it feels organic, that's where we need to be, and find that place of stillness. Keep breathing. Okay. Subscapular release. Keep that extension into the upper lobes of the lungs. Can you feel the weight of your head heavy? Feel your left cheekbone heavy. Last minute, complete stillness, slow, full, deep breaths. Inhale, feel the belly rise. Exhale, feel the belly fall and expand. Keep breathing into the upper back. Slow exhale through the lower spine. Breathing into the length of the arms. Exhaling through the length of your body. And now that you're feeling completely relaxed, last 10 seconds, breathe even deeper. Ujjayi breathing for 3, 2, 1. To release up out of subscapular, push up through your hands, palms. Yep, push up all the way. And we're going to go straight into the other side. Stay where you are, other side. So it is exactly the same. Moving into the side body, inhale, lengthen, arms up over the top. Okay, bending the leg, the bottom leg, and then extending the arms up and over, creating that nice organic stretch without using any muscle. And once the arms are up over the head, it's any variation with the arms that works for you. Arms bent, hands in prayer, it doesn't really matter. If your arms are super tight and your shoulders are tight, this is where it's necessary to place a bolster or a pillow or something underneath the forearms so the arms can relax. So Anna doesn't need anything. There you go, nice. And inhaling into the upper lobes of the lungs, good. And really creating that nice opening through the chest cavity. Good. Good. Just feeling the bottom knee heavy, heavy and relaxed. Scan the body for tension. Her body is so relaxed. Check that you're not holding on to any resistance or tension or activating any muscle. And that's the breakthrough in your practice, when you can find the tension and navigate your breath to the areas of tension and then breathe through it no matter what you're feeling. And through that breath, you start to experience the shift that takes place. The tension begins to subside and ultimately you'll go into another place. And that is the healing part of this yoga practice. To navigate the breath, to stay there and breathe. It passes, everything passes. So the important thing about yin class, because we have the chance here to hold each posture and breathe, you can experience the breakthrough that you create when you learn to trust. When you learn to trust how to work with breath. For the last minute, we're practicing the deepening of the inhale, creating more expansion and more release through the exhale. So the release of mental and physical tension. So witness the breakthrough within your body through breath. 30 seconds. For the last 3, 2, 1. You are gently going to push up through your hands, palms, your elbows. Good. And let's come into a caterpillar forward fold. If you'd like to use a bolster between your legs, you can. Caterpillar. And it's a nice forward fold from here. So breathe into the upper lobes of the lungs and exhale. If you have a sandbag at home, please use it. Ideally, you'll work with a partner and that can come around and use their arms for hands-on adjustments so you can deepen that melting sensation through your upper body. And over the weeks, I'm going to do tutorials on how you can hands-on adjust your friends for yin and for yang, and how they can receive more in their practice just by having a bit of hands-on assistance, by using the props properly and by using a partner, a child, a friend, whoever's in the house while you're practicing at home. Okay, the last posture in the sequence is a Sphinx. So we're going to come up one vertebra at a time. And we're going to move the proper way. And we're going to come into proning position and finish with a nice easy one, Sphinx. So if you would need to, you would press a block, any tension in the neck, like this. Most people won't need it. So Sphinx, a nice easy way to close the class before our final shavasana. Good, that's it. Yeah. You can definitely come up into Seal. So this is a more advanced version, either or, you pick one. Yep, good. So if you start to feel too much pressure and you are moving into a Seal pose in your lower back, so that shouldn't be there. If you're feeling that, then we extend the palms more forward away from the hips and bend the elbows and release the tension from the lower back. Remembering that the focus here is from the upper torso, through the body, through the arms, all the way through the neck. Good, so we are finding one or the other. It is a 4-minute hold. We are already on the clock. So keep the breath flowing here. The meridians for the large intestines, they travel through the index finger, through the top of the hand, through the wrist, on the outside of the arm, all the way through the shoulder girdle, through the clavicle, around the neck, good, through the jaw, and all the way to the side of the nose, beginning and ending here. So that is the journey of the large intestine meridian. So while you're in your Sphinx or your Seal, remember that we're paying attention also to the feet, the gentle outer rotation. I want you to feel what happens when you outer rotate. As you inhale, we're extending the chest forward, heart always open. And as you exhale, shoulder blades roll down and back. Scanning the arms for any tension, feeling all 10 fingertips on the floor. Feel the gap between your palms and the mat. Feel the wrists, elbows, shoulders soften, hips relax. Knees heavy, heels gently outer rotating, soles of the feet facing up, palms facing down, heart moving forward, pelvis gently pushing down. It's So the energy moving in all different directions, from all different ports of call. If you're feeling any tension in your cervical spine, gently tuck the chin in the direction of your chest and let the chest feel open, and let the back of the head feel heavy. 1 minute to breathe, to cultivate a deeper flow of chi. Navigate the breath to the arms, the shoulders, the upper body, and feel the tension on the exhale release. 30 seconds. For the last 3, 2, 1, keeping your eyes closed, push up through your palms. Come back onto the mat, shavasana, closing the class with your final shavasana. Using a blanket if you need it, placing a bolster or a pillow underneath the backs of the knees if the hamstrings are tight. Any pain through the cervical spine, the pillow underneath your neck, only if you need it. And staying nice and warm for your final shavasana. Okay. Just allowing the palms of your hands to face the ceiling and allowing the toes to flop out to the sides. And as you breathe into the chest, release the back of the head. As you exhale into the belly, soften through the hips. Breathing back into the upper lobes of the lungs, soften through the shoulders. And the exhale through the belly, softening through the glutes. So this is the time now to scan the body for any remaining tension or resistance and navigate your breath there. Take a moment to scan the face. No tension in the face. Using this time to stay inside your internal body. Not thinking about where you're going to go, what you're going to do next, or what you're going to eat. Moving into a deep integration here. Witnessing any sensation within the internal body. Without adding a story or a narrative to what you're feeling. Just stay equanimous, stay open. Placing your left hand on top of your heart and your right hand on top of your belly. Breathe into the heart. Slow exhale, feel the belly expand. As you inhale into the heart, breathe in warmth. And as you exhale, release any remaining tension. With every inhale, keep cultivating warmth, gratitude, and light. With every exhale, continue releasing any residue, any resistance. Please stay inside your internal body, and before you leave your yoga mat, please leave with open heart, open mind. Namaste.